Welcome back to Umineko. There's a witch killing people.
Oh my goodness, and the witch seems to have lots of issues with love.
Yeah, and Shannon put up an energy field, I think.
That was so badass. Still not quite as cool as Genji, but...
Genji is the coolest. Coolest furniture out of the three, but you know what? That's fine.
Furniture, man.
Furniture's badass.
Is like... I feel like you're still gonna give me the answer I don't want, but have we been to that scene that you said was like the thing that hooked you about furniture?
We have experienced it.
Okay, cool.
We have. I mean, really, it's collectively, it's the scene with Cannon and his horseshit, and then the Red Truth immediately afterwards. It's kind of the scene that got me fucking hooked.
I see.
Because of the contrast there and the crazy shit that's going on.
Crazy shit is definitely the apt description.
Yeah, I don't think there's any more delicate words we could use. Anyway, I think we might be kind of close. Have we got all the sacrifices we need? I think so. We're only down to 5 people. Or 6 if we include the 19th person.
Let's go look at the epitaph, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sure you know it off by heart at this point.
I do, but that's beside the point. But
who was gouged in the head?
We haven't had anyone gouged yet. We just know that the servants have all been taken, except for
Alright, yeah,
Genji.
so we had...
So if we count Najo and Kumasawa,
okay,
there will be head and chest.
So we had the 6, we had Jessica and Cannon.
Yep.
We had Battler give up.
Yep.
We had...
And then 4 and 5 would be Kumasawa and Najo.
Yeah.
Then 6,
we do. We have
6,
enough.
7, and 8 are the 3 that were in that room. Which means that everyone else is free to go, presumably, unless they die.
Well, I mean, they die, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Alright, let's keep going.
Are we actually near the end of this shit? Oh,
yeah,
my God.
This is much shorter than episode 1.
Either that or we've just been hammering it faster.
I mean, I would believe that as well. Alright. After Genji finished his late meal, he went out to do the nighttime rounds inside the mansion. He'd eaten some reheated soup that Gerda had made, along with some random leftovers from the refrigerator. Those were all things Gerda had made himself, and were, of course, delicious. He had half-heartedly gone to ask Rosa and the others what they would do for dinner, but he had been yelled at by a voice telling him that the canned food they had would be enough, and the door wasn't even open for him. So ironically, the servant Genji was able to eat a more delicious meal. But why was it that Genji wasn't afraid to do all the rounds by himself, even though all of those crimes had been committed and many people had already met a brutal end? Judging by his appearance as he carried out his usual task without a trace of fear, as though everything was normal, you might think all of the horrible events that day had been no more than a dream or an illusion. Was he taking a philosophical view, or had he just accepted his fate? Genji must have considered it a virtue that, when the fate that awaited him was unavoidable, he carried out his duty systematically until the very last moment. The depths of his heart would probably remain hidden for all eternity unless he spoke of them himself. He returned his master key to Rosa, so the places he could reach were extremely limited. All he could do was walk around the hallways, checking to make sure all the windows were closed. That probably made his rounds go a lot faster than usual.
This is new.
What's he seen? Or what's happened?
Was that a voice just then?
I don't know.
That was like a weird sound at the end of that audio
weird
cue.
whisper. The sound of a reserved knock. Take this. It's Bella.
And Rosa, who'd been falling into a doze, jumped and woke up, pointing the barrel of the gun at the door as she yelled. Who is it? I was napping on a sofa, and that voice also brought me back to reality.
Rosa-sama, it is I, Genji.
Do you have some business? Don't worry about opening the door. Tell us from there.
Yes, ma'am. In that case, forgive me for speaking in this fashion. I have found Dr. Najo and Kumasawa's corpses.
What did you say? I see. Very well, let's go and check them. Till I see the corpses, I won't believe anyone.
Ew. It's okay, Battler. If you stay with me, it'll definitely be okay.
Maybe my face seemed to be darkened with anxiety. Maria grasped my hand with her small hand and spoke softly, trying to give me courage. Since it was Aunt Rosa's job to ready the gun and stand guard, it fell to me to remove the barricade of the sofas. When I finished, I took a backward glance at Aunt Rosa, who was pointing the barrel of the gun over my shoulder, and opened the door. Genji-san, where are their corpses?
In the courtyard. I shall guide you.
Battler-kun, wait. Just in case, let's check the doors and windows of this room. Wait a second. Aunt Rosa called me to a halt to prevent me from going on ahead and began to carefully check the locks on each of the windows. But those locks had already been checked once. It felt kind of unpleasant, as though she suspected that I might have secretly unlocked them when she wasn't looking. No, maybe Aunt Rosa was right to be this cautious. Though it was called a courtyard, it wasn't really a pretty place you could take a walk like those rose garden. I liked the rose garden. On the contrary, since it was surrounded by the mansion on all sides, it made you feel a little uncomfortable, as though it was telling you that there would be no escape from this mansion no matter where you tried to run. On the other hand, that meant that even though we could still hear the violent winds, the wind itself was blocked. Genji-san held out an umbrella, but Aunt Rosa ignored him. She's probably hinting that the gun took 2 hands, and it would be dangerous if she took the umbrella. We didn't need Genji-san pointing for us to notice. Right into the center of the courtyard, we could see where Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san lay. And Rosa entered the courtyard without even opening an umbrella. So Genji and I also entered the courtyard without opening. Only Maria opened hers. Maria, is this, you know what?
Ooh. It's the 7th and the 8th Twilights. Also, we should check the hints, or the characters, because they're dead. Actually, wait, what did we just get?
What did we just get?
I don't know. It was a tip. It was actually a tip. No? That's weird. Did someone just get noticed as dead? A cannon, maybe? Oh, that's weird. I could have sworn they were already marked as dead.
They definitely were.
That's weird. Oh, wait, hold on. Click on Nanjo and Kumasawa again. Ah!
Oh,
her foot's been, her paws have been pierced.
That's subtle.
Right. I didn't even notice that. I am a dummy.
Yeah.
I am so stupid. Look, I've read this before, but I didn't notice. Anyway, and so Nanjo has been pierced in the chest, I assume. Family Dr. Nanjo, his corpse, which had gone missing, was later found in the courtyard. At that time, it had a weapon shaped like a stake rammed into its knee. With this, the 7th Twilight is finished. Servant Kumasawa, her corpse, which had gone missing, was later found in the courtyard. At that time, it had a weapon shaped like a stake rammed into its ankle. With this, even the 8th Twilight is finished.
That's dangerous.
So they're the 7th and 8th.
Yeah.
As opposed to the 4th, 5th, and 6th, which is interesting. Because that implies that these two were killed after the 3 in the room. That's weird.
It is weird.
It does imply that.
Which also makes that last locker room less of a problem.
Yeah. If we think this is trustworthy, then it means that they weren't dead and they were either forced or something to, like, leave the room. But, of course, then we're suspecting all the other servants.
This is true.
We'll have to revisit that at some point. But I want to get... Let's get to the end. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The 7th and 8th Twilights.
I see. Certainly, just as Genji-san and the others said, there are horrible wounds on their necks. The cuts are quite sharp, almost as though they were sliced with a katana or something. Those gaping wounds on their necks definitely made me want to avert my eyes, but after seeing that Halloween party in the chapel, even though they looked horrible, they were no longer enough to make me feel sick. More importantly, our gazes fell to their legs, to Dr. Nanjo's knee, to Kumasawa-san's ankle. Driven into each of them was something like a knife or a stake with a demonic design. It must have been the same as the thing that had pierced Jessica's back. What is this? It's just like what happened to Jessica-chan. Is this supposed to be some kind of occult ceremony, I wonder?
I do not know. The last time I saw their bodies, there was nothing like these. Maybe it was done after they were carried out of the servant room.
The one stuck into Dr. Nanjo's knee was still standing erect, but the one that had been thrust into Kumasawa-san's ankle might have been a little shallower. It had come out and fallen over. So by looking at the one that had fallen over, for the first time I realized it wasn't a knife, but something like a stake. Its full length was probably about 30 centimeters. It's probably made out of bronze or iron or something of the sort. Even without touching it, I could tell it had some weight to it. It was composed of a grip and a cone-shaped part, and it was obviously made to be a piercing weapon. Maybe it was like a miniature version of those lances Western knights used on horseback. The spiral-shaped ditches in it made it look like a small drill. However, the grip had an occult design modeled off a demon or something. So instead of a weapon used in war, it felt something that would be used in a ceremony to offer up living sacrifices. There's no mistake, they're meant to be sacrifices.
On the 7th Twilight, gouge the knee and kill. On the 8th Twilight, gouge the leg and kill.
Wait a sec. That means they've left out the 4th, 5th, and 6th Twilights. Could it be? Of course. Why is Genji-san alone? If something like this happened, why aren't George and Iki-Goto-san and Shannon-chan here? Why was Genji-san alone? What's going on? Where did George-kun and the other two go?
They said they wanted to search for something in Madame Natsu's room and they left. They have not returned yet.
What did you say? You said they left, but when was that?
2 or 3 hours ago, I believe.
Jesus, Genji!
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 God damn it.
No way! Why didn't you tell us something? Wait, why didn't you think that was suspicious?
There must be at least one servant on standby at all times.
On today's episode of How Not to Build an Alibi.
It was my duty to wait for orders until they returned. Holy shit.
Is Genji-san really this much of a robot?
Maybe.
This is bad. That's really bad. Naja and Kuma-san were killed like this, which means that 3 people have already been killed. We ran towards Natsui's room with a touch of anxiety and just as much resignation.
Oh boy. What are we gonna find?
Before we even saw the inside of Natsui's room, we were forced to resign ourselves to a certain fact. On that door was a bizarre scribble of filth. Anyway, the room wasn't in an ordinary state, and without even opening the door, we could imagine what we'd find inside. On the face of the door, how should I say it, handprints, done heavily with the same red paint as the magic circles from before, had banged on the door, scratched at it, and dirtied it. It looked like the aftermath of a kindergartner playing in the mud. I didn't know what it'd mean. The bright red paint that had been slathered on was dripping down, and even though no one said it, it made us think of blood. Genji-san, please open it! Rosa held her gun up high and ordered Genji-san to open the door. Genji-san approached it without seeming particularly troubled by the stuff on it and turned the knob, but he immediately turned around, shaking his head. It was locked.
Of course it is.
Motherfucker! There's only one person in this mansion who could lock and unlock doors at will, Aunt Rosa.
Oh, well.
This time Genji-san asked Aunt Rosa to unlock the door instead of the other way around. After frowning slightly for a second, Aunt Rosa handed me a master key and told me to open the door.
Poor Battler.
Battler-kun, would you open it for me with this? Just trusting Genji-san with something like that wouldn't... Aunt Rosa glared at me intently. Getting into a fight here would only make the mood turn even more sour. Without talking back anymore, I approached that creepy door and tried the knob. It didn't open. It was definitely the resistance of the lock. I stuck the master key into the keyhole. There was a slight resistance. Aunt Rosa told me to be on my guard, and I opened the door without really guarding myself in any way. I can't wait for that to just straight up be the goat people still in the room.
They're just like reading the newspaper
just like,
or
fuck
something.
your theories.
Yeah.
And then there was a scene laid out before us that didn't betray my expectations at all. That's disappointing. Ah, horrible.
There they are. 4th, 5th, and 6th Twilights. Alright.
Who was it?
Let's go through them. George, Shannon, and Gerda. George is up the top right.
Let's go in that order.
Let's go from top to bottom, left to right. Shumia George died in Natsui's room with his stomach pierced by a weapon shaped like a stake. At the 6th Twilight, gouged the stomach and killed. It was possible they would have ended up as the 2nd Twilight.
Servant Shannon died in Natsui's room with her forehead pierced by a weapon shaped like a stake. At the 4th Twilight, gouged the head and killed. She spent her last moments with her beloved.
Servant Golda died in Natsui's room with his chest pierced by a weapon shaped like a stake. At the 5th Twilight, gouged the chest and killed. The cook was cooked.
It's a reproduction of the 4th, 5th, and 6th Twilights.
Yeah.
Inside of the room looked as though a robber had just broken in. Drawers had been flung open, pulled out, and had their contents thrown about all over the place, leaving the room so cluttered you'd never believe it belonged to the methodical Aunt Natsui. The very first thing that caught our eyes was Goda-san's corpse lying face down right in front of the door. Right in the center of his chest, almost as though it had been stuck there to finish off a vampire, was one of those demon stakes from before. Exactly how far could it have reached after being stuck that deeply into his chest? Just imagining it would make anyone's chest hurt. Wasn't gouging the chest the 5th Twilight?
Ew.
Maria grabbed my hand. Her expression looked just like normal. Maybe she really was afraid of the aura in this room where 3 corpses lay. Along the wall farthest into the room, George and Nikki lay dead. This time, one of those stakes had been rammed right in the center of his stomach. Wasn't gouging the stomach the 6th Twilight? Shan's corpse was face down in front of the dresser, lying in a sea of blood. Had she seen her own face at the end in that horribly broken mirror stained with blood? She was lying in that way. I couldn't see her face, but I could guess, even without seeing it. Nearby in the sea of blood, she lay, and a demon stake had fallen. Only the 4th Twilight was left. Gouged the head and kill. Maybe my heart was totally worn out and dead. Even though I knew it was wrong, I lifted her head and checked. I confirmed that my guess had been right on the mark. Ew! There's a gaping hole in Shannon Chan's head, and the insides were dripping out. Not only that, but you could even see inside her. Just seeing that, I finally realized I was doing something wrong. I immediately averted my eyes, but by now it was probably pointless.
Hey, Battlecon, you mustn't touch anything until the police come. What do you think you're doing touching it? What will you do if our precious evidence on the scene gets disturbed?
Our precious evidence on the scene? Aunt Rosa?
Suspicious.
Suspicious. I actually didn't read that line.
That's alright.
Grabbed collar. I tottered limply and fell on my butt, gazing dimly up at the ceiling. Maria.
Ew.
With this, even the 8th twilight is over. What was the 9th twilight again?
On the 9th twilight, the witch shall revive, and none shall be left alive.
I see. After this, the Golden Witch Beatrice will be revived. What then? The 10th twilight?
On the 10th twilight, at journey's end, you shall attain to the power of the Golden Land's treasures, once and for the last time. Very soon, the door to the Golden Land will be opened. Very soon.
The witch shall be revived, and none shall be left alive, huh? We're gonna die now? Or does this mean the ceremony of sacrifices is over, and that now at journey's end we'll reach the Golden Land? What is our journey? We've spent the whole day trying to find the culprit, spinning our heads as we tried to break out of the situation. We haven't gotten anywhere. It's like they say thinking stupid is no better than sleeping. Sorry, we've spent the whole day burning ourselves up with hatred and paranoia. So sure, we could only trust the dead that we came all the way here just to confirm these 3 deaths were in our own eyes. If we're like this, why should we be able to make it to the Golden Land? That's right, if we couldn't resolve any of our problems anyway, it would have been so much better if we'd locked ourselves up the whole time without thinking at all. Grandfather's the wisest of us all. I haven't seen him. He's been shut up in his room since yesterday without any contact with anyone. That was the right decision. Grandfather was the most correct of us all.
It's okay, Battler. If you're with me, you'll be okay. The witch is very fickle, and she's a terrifying being who might kill humans partly for fun sometimes. However, if you're with me, you'll be okay. So don't be afraid.
Thank you. Even if you're just saying it to console me, I'm glad. After Aunt Rosa finished investigating the corpses, she announced that she'd sealed this room again. Chased the rest of us out, stole back the master key she'd lent me, and locked the door again. Apparently George and Iki had been holding the key to Aunt Natsui's room. She also collected that. Wait a sec. She's got all of the master keys on her person. If Natsui's own key was locked up inside the room, doesn't that make it another closed room, motherfucker? So what is this 4th closed room? Now that the suspicion surrounding those 3 had been cleared, we returned to the parlor once more. Didn't have a clue what was going on anymore. If only the dead are innocent and everyone alive is a wolf. It leaves only me, Aunt Rosa Maria, and Genji-san. Besides us, there's only Grandfather, and that 19th person, the guest we've seen no trace of, Beatrice. 13 people have died and 6 are left. How would a wolf and sheep puzzle with only 6 people end? Even though a puzzle that started with 19 people has been reduced to 6, I can't think of an answer. We returned to the parlor. I was a bit worried that while we were gone, a creepy magic circle or something might have been drawn on the parlor door. But thankfully, we didn't find anything like that.
Thank you, Genji-san. This is far enough. Please rest for the day.
Certainly. Then please excuse me.
Hey, Aunt Rosa, are you saying you'll leave Genji-san alone in a situation like this?
That's right. I do think it's quite dangerous. But in that case, why is he safe? After those 3 headed to Natsui-ne-san's room, he was alone the whole time. And yet he's safe. It's a wolves and sheep puzzle. Why would a sheep be safe if it was alone, and therefore in its weakest possible position? Probably because by coincidence there weren't any wolves around. Wrong. It's because it wasn't a sheep. You're saying Genji-san's a wolf.
Damn.
He said he was alone in the kitchen, but that's impossible to prove. The only ones who could have carried Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san's corpses, who could have killed George and the rest, were him and Beatrice, right? Wait, with that argument, anyone...
Battler-sama, thank you for your concern. I believe justice won not with 100 excuses, but with simple faithfulness. Even if I am not able to gain your trust, I wish to be faithful until the end.
Genji-san, Then we're decided. If you truly are innocent, the police will prove that for us when they come tomorrow. So until then, we cannot remove you from suspicion. After your long years of service, I find it truly painful to treat you so poorly. But please, understand about tonight, and when tomorrow comes, please let us make up again.
Genji-san gave his head a small shake.
Today and tomorrow, I will continue to be a servant of the Ashumiya family. If you need anything, please say so at any time. Then, if you will excuse me. Then he faded into the distance.
After hearing all that was nothing left to say. Genji-san bowed deeply and left down the hall. Then we entered the room. Even though Aunt Rosa still held all of the master keys herself, she thoroughly checked the inside of the parlor again. She opened the curtains and checked again to make sure the windows were locked. As I watched, how should I say it, I felt like it didn't really matter anymore. If I said anything careless, it would turn to another fight. For a while I gazed at her from the corridor, figured I'd just wait about long enough and enter the parlor behind her. If she doesn't trust anyone but the dead, why doesn't she just go around killing everyone with the gun she's got in her hand? And in the end, she'll realize that she herself is the wolf. She can just blast through the head of the final wolf and close the curtain on this insane murder drama. As I thought that bitterly, I returned to the sofa where I'd been in camp before, rudely resting both of my feet on the table. When I tried to do that, I found something there and stopped moving my feet. What is this? What? Of course there's one here.
Of course there is.
Because we couldn't not end this without a fifth locked room.
I'm excited.
Right there. Almost, it's literally the same as when Natsui found one, and yeah. Almost as though it had been addressed to me was a Western envelope. It was that envelope from before with the seal of the one-winged eagle. And it was unopened. Wait. What is this? Who put it in a place like this and when? Till I went with everyone to check the corpses, I was sitting here the whole time. There wasn't anything there then. When I returned, it was here. It's okay, everything's still locked up securely. This room is safe. I heard Rosa muttering that. Wait. We made sure this room was safe when we left. We checked that the windows were all perfectly locked. When we locked it up, came back and the windows were still locked. And wait, who put this letter here and how? I opened the letter. 2 pieces of stationery came out. The first page had a magic circle drawn on it with something like blood. If I asked Maria, she'd probably know what it meant. There was writing on the other page.
Have you made progress in solving the epitaph? In just a short while, your time will be up in a flash. The 9th twilight will begin quite soon.
There was no mistake. It was a letter from Beatrice.
Who? Battler. What is that?
When we came in here just now, it was sitting right here. What happened, Maria? Huh? Battlecon, that letter. Wait, it was sitting right here. Why? Even though we checked to make sure this room was locked. Why? Maria, come here.
Here we go. Fucking shoot Battler. After thinking, Aunt Rosa closed her eyes just a little and after thinking silently for a moment told Maria to come. Maria obeyed her mother's words. Oh, here we go. Battler's not safe. He's not with Maria. Oh shit.
It's true, he's not with Maria.
As she did, something unbelievable happened. Aunt Rosa pointed the barrel of that gun at me.
Battlecon, I've concluded that you are a wolf. Wait, what? Why? When I came into the room just now, I saw that there was nothing at all on the table. I know that Maria did not approach that table. We're talking about a short stretch of time. The only one who claims to have approached the table and found the letter is you. How can you... Wait, that's all screwed up. I'm the main character. Why would I put something like this here? Wait, I just found something suspicious and reported it, right? Why are you suspecting me? Because only you could have set that letter there. That's right, this is all a charade. This uncomfortable sound makes me feel like butterflies about to appear,
This is great.
motherfucker.
I'm ready.
You put an envelope from your pocket and act as though you just found it to create the illusion that the witch entered a closed room, set down a letter, and left. Dumbass. Are you thinking like that again? Are you gonna suspect me because of something like that? Cut it out. My dad and everyone else were killed. Why would I take part in the culprit's scheme? True. Even if you were offered a large sum of money, I don't want to believe in the existence of the sort of demon who could sell their own parents. Then again, maybe such a demon does exist. No, that's a bad way to say it. What if you didn't view Rudolph Nissan and Kyrie-san as your parents?
Kyrie!
What? Think about what you're saying. Dad is dad, right? Of course I'm not related to Kyrie-san by blood, but she's like a big sister to me. No way in hell I'll let a comment like that slide, you bastard.
Ooh! Stop it! Ooh!
Stop saying ooh. I'm sorry, that was a bad way to put it. True, Shiramiya Battle-kun may be Rudolph Nissan's child, but are you really that Battle-kun? What the hell are you talking about?
Rosa! She's lost her mind.
If I'm not Battler, who else do I look like? The secondary character? All of us, including Rudolph Nissan, is seeing you for the first time in 6 years. No one can prove that you really are a Shiramiya Battler, right? Maybe you aren't Battler, but someone who snuck in making a skillful bid to steal the wealth of the Ashiramiya family.
This is great.
This actually is not...
I know!
It's not actually bad.
It's not a terrible theory.
Can you clearly prove that you are Shiramiya Battler right here, right now? Cut it out, damn it, I'm me, Shiramiya Battler. We're gonna suspect even things like that. Are you really a Shiramiya, Rosa? I myself, no one else. That's right. It's just as you say, you can't trust anyone but corpses and yourself. Can't go that far, let me make an objection. Georgianiki and the others were found dead and Aunt Natsui's room was locked. Georgianiki had the key to the room, right? And by now, the only one with a master key is you, Aunt Rosa, right? Aren't you the only one who could have unlocked that room? My theory goes like this. You're in contact with the real culprit, and while I wasn't looking, you lent them the one of the 5 master keys. I didn't do something like that. See, there are 5 of them right here. As if that matters, you could have had them set in a prearranged spot and collected it, right? And weren't you the one who doubted whether there were really 5 master keys? So how do you suggest that someone other than yourself placed the letter there? Until you find proof someone else did it, you're a wolf. Shut up. Then why don't you show me some proof? How do you claim the real culprit killed Georgianiki and the rest in that closed room? How did they lock it?
Oh god, Battler. That's exactly right. Natsui's room was exactly the same, just like usual. The door and windows were locked from the inside. There were no frauds or tricks, no means of secret passage, no places in which to hide. Natsui's own key was in George's pocket and the inside of the room was sealed off. Only the 5 master keys were left and Rosa was holding all of them.
Quotations.
Aha! And let me say this, the parlor's the same. The key to the parlor itself was sealed away in the servant room. So unlocking it without a master key is impossible. The definition of a closed room remains the same as always. Come on, now there's only one suspect, or are you still playing innocent? Oh, Shiramiya Battler!
Shut up.
Never.
You shut up too. You're the one who should shut up. How do you claim the letter was placed here by anyone other than you? Unless you can prove such a thing happened, you're a wolf. If we can suspect me, then we can suspect you, so try showing me some of your proof. But anyway, weren't you the first person to enter this room and start checking the windows, Aunt Rosa? Then you guessed that I'd go back to where I'd been sitting and secretly put the letter there. It's possible for us to suspect that this is a trap of yours, right? Why would I use a trap like that? If I was a wolf, I'd shoot you with this gun without question. That proves nothing. Maybe you should choose the roundabout way of setting a clever trap because you couldn't commit murder in front of Maria. All the master keys are in your hands, so what happened both here and in the last room was all you're doing, right? So if you think you can talk your way out of this, then let's hear your excuses. That's right, you've been suspicious from the start, Aunt Rosa. Why is it that even though 6 adults in the family conference were killed, you're the only exception? Why were you the only one not in that chapel?
Great questions.
But she was!
She's very suspicious.
That can be only one reason. You invited Dad and the rest there and killed them. Damn it, damn it. Explains everything, doesn't it? Don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me. Stop saying these things that don't make sense!
I have a gun. Please, Rosa, pull the gun card. I believe in you. Rosa's best mom. Ew! Stop it! You mustn't fight! Mama 2, Battler 2, stop it! Stop it! It's no one else's fault. It's not Battler's or Mama's fault. The witch did all of this. It was done with magic. It's no one's fault! Ew!
Maria thrust herself in between Aunt Rosa and me as the blood started rising to our heads. I was taken aback by Maria's crying voice and returned to my senses. I had acted shamefully just now. My eyes filled with tears. That's right. It's the witch's fault, isn't it? All about this and keys and tricks and alibis, all of it. It was all stupid. Even though it's the work of the witch, we weren't even able to trust each other as humans. Right, Aunt Rosa? From the beginning, there wasn't a human culprit. It was all the work of a witch. There's no way you're the culprit, and there's no way Maria, Genji-san, or I am either. Why has it come to this? Why am I screaming at Aunt Rosa, who I love? Why am I having this fight with the kind of Anne I love so much? Why does everyone have to suspect each other? I'm not gonna suspect my aunt, I'm not gonna suspect anyone. It's the work of the witch, it's all the work of the witch Beatrice. It's all a crime that Beatrice committed with magic. Beatrice, please, show yourself here and confess to us that you did everything. I'm sorry. Already, I'm sorry we've been suspecting each other like this. So forgive us, release us from this hell of suspecting each other until we see each other die. Give me my kind of relatives and cousins back. I hate it all. You definitely exist. It's your victory. Show yourself, Beatrice! Beatrice!
Oh, Beatrice.
I find it interesting that Kinzo supposedly doesn't have a master key to his own mansion.
Yeah, he's not a servant. I guess he doesn't need one. I don't know. He's asked someone else to do it for him.
It's very strange. Who? What? Huh?
Is this Bella or Genji? Oh shit, this is Kinzo.
Oh shit.
He's like, okay. This is the thing. He's fucking back,
I gotta take a
dudes.
drink.
He's like surprised that he's lived this long, which is fantastic.
Am I still alive?
Apparently some time ago, Kinzo had fallen into a doze. He searched for his spectacles and looked at the clock. It was 10 p.m.
That person ceremony. Let's see, how far has it progressed? Must have come quite far by this time.
Kinzo lifted his heavy body from the chair and approached the portrait of the witch that he had gazed at every day.
Beatrice, very soon I will have a chance to be reunited with your smile. I care not if I die. I can just see your smile one more time. I will not regret this life. So, for heaven's sake, let me meet with you one more time, please. Then, let me swear my love to you. Let me apologize for my crimes. Oh, but I won't let you escape. You're mine. From your hair to your toenails, to the dirt under your toenails, you're mine. Every fragment of your flesh is mine. Even the broth of your corpse is mine. I won't let you escape. This time you won't slip from my hands. I'll make you mine for all eternity. I will never let you escape a second time. I'll never let you escape a second time. Beatrice.
Kinzo howled in rage, then suddenly fell to his knees as he shook and scraped at the wall. In an instant, he had started sobbing.
That's wrong. I didn't want to say something like this. Beatrice, please let me see you one more time. Even if you only let me apologize. Beatrice.
He is not doing well.
You beloved yearned for, I was mistaken. If you would just smile, I wouldn't need anything else. I made a mistake. I made a mistake back then. I did something that cannot be taken back. In atonement, I offer all that remains of my life. In order to apologize to you, in order to atone for my crimes, I offered everything. Please, even if it must happen as I die, at least let me apologize just once. Beatrice.
This is very strange. Oh!
Remember how we saw that butterfly hop on Rosa's shoulder earlier? Anyway, I'm sure this is fine. As
Did
Kinzo, yeah, we did. There was a butterfly that hopped on Rosa's shoulder when she went to speak to Kinzo.
Oh.
So, as Kinzo shook,
yeah.
You were like, is that how she gets in the room? Well, as Kinzo shook and cried, a butterfly appeared out of nowhere behind his small back, like a flake of gold leaf, and slowly descended. You fool, Kinzo. Did you think any woman out there would fall for a man's tears? Well, even if it wouldn't make a human woman fall for you, it might do the trick for a woman who is not human. Kinzo, do you really remember that game of chess you played with me, which is still ongoing? Kinzo, as though he had suddenly remembered something, approached the chess set. It was as it had been during the game he'd played with Nanjo until yesterday. After knocking all the pieces off the chessboard, he began to line them up again one by one. It was a setup for an ongoing game.
That's right, like this. I advanced my queen. It was quite a spectacular move. Perhaps it was a little too intense for you. I worried whether you would abandon your piece or not. Worried for so long.
Kinzo waited with the opposite seat empty. Surely, very soon, his opponent would appear there, and he'll be able to restart this game again. You fool, Kinzo. You want to apologize. You want to see my face again. You want to make my smile an eternal thing. Why can't you say a much, much simpler word, even though that is the sole element of this world? At that time, Kinzo muttered, was it a prayer, an entreaty? It was probably best to just call it muttering.
I love you, Beatrice.
They were pure words, like something an innocent child would say, without any evil intent. You really are a fool, Kinzo. If you ever have the chance to do your life over again, know that those words will never cause a woman to fall for you. That's right, not unless a miracle happens. That's what makes this... At that moment, Kinzo definitely heard a small knock, one with a tempo that differed from those of the servants.
Who is it?
The woman beyond the door didn't answer.
I'm asking who you are. Will you not answer?
The woman beyond the door didn't answer.
Could it be? Oh, could it be Beatrice? Beatrice!
The woman beyond the door answered, on the 9th twilight, the witch shall revive, and none shall be left alive.
What?
That was a weird way to end a chapter.
This was a very short one. I think we might just keep going.
I'm okay to keep going.
Let's keep going.
I'm excited. Oh my god.
Oh, that's a big clock.
That's such a big clock.
You can see all of the pixels.
Look at that big red 12 up there. We got half an hour before midnight.
Boy.
Oh my god.
I can't wait for this next one to be like 2 hours long. Just be like, why did we keep going?
Why? No! We're gonna have dinner at some point. I mean, food of some kind. This is timeless. Balor's figure was in the dining hall. He didn't feel like going back to the guest house in the middle of all this rain, and wandered half-heartedly around the mansion in search of any place where he could sit, before setting up camp in the dining hall. He didn't even lock the door. He thought the shapeless murderer, or maybe the Golden Witch, might come to kill him now that he was isolated, but he no longer had any desire to resist. He didn't even feel like using a locked door to hold off the culprit. He wanted that person to come at him openly from the front. If it was the killer, he wanted to ask him about some of those wonderful cloakroom tricks as a parting gift. If it was the witch, he hoped she'd at least take his life with some spectacular magic. However, ironically, neither of these two came to meet him. Balor opened the liquor cabinet on his own and enjoyed the liquor to his heart's content. No longer was there anyone to scold him for drinking alcohol. He boldly rested his legs on the extravagant tablecloth and savored the high-quality liquor, which probably had a mind-boggling price, drinking it down straight from the bottle. It could only end well. Then someone knocked. Balor realized that someone had finally come to greet him.
Hey, it's not locked. Whoever you are, please come in. And go ahead and introduce yourself. If you're human, please give me your name. Music just cut there.
That was weird.
If you're Beatrice, please tell me your bust size.
Battler!
It's been a while, but I gotta give it a Battler. No!
What a pervert.
Why?
Look, Battler, please. So many people have been killed, and all you can think about is how big Beatrice's breasts are.
It's like I was so emotionally drained I couldn't just give it right out the gate. But like, come on, man. Your whole family's dead. I may not look it, but I'm well known as a breast summoner.
Battler.
Battler, why?
He's a bit drunk. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Oh, he is too.
It is Genji, Battler-sama.
Genji-san, huh? Sorry, but I got no interest in your bust type.
Battler!
Oh, no! Please come in, it's unlocked.
Excuse me. Genji-san opened the door and bowed. So, this will be you.
Is Genji-san the criminal, after all, or maybe an accomplice? My theory would probably explain most of the tricks. Did you come to give me my last rites?
Nothing of the sort. I apologize if I am disturbing you.
Hey, saying I'm sorry without even telling me what you want is actually pretty creepy. What do you want? Are you gonna tell me that drinking alcohol is forbidden for minors? I'll just die anyway. Please, let me do what I want. Now that's all about to end.
Battler-sama, you do love alcohol so much.
Do you?
Do you? I understand.
It's very important.
I just had to check the words. That you would spend the little time you have left drinking.
Those words pierce me. That wasn't true. I just can't cope if I don't drink. I can't even taste the alcohol at all.
I was about to say, you are just like the master. Indeed, you inherited the master's blood strongly.
You mean grandfather, the heavy drinker, was drinking down his sorrows the whole time? First I've heard of it.
After several sad incidents, the master's life was reduced to one of atonement alone.
What is it you know?
Exposition?
Exposition.
Beatrice's ceremony was completed when the 8th twilight ended. I believe I can tell you everything now.
What did you say? My drunkenness was completely blown away. I lowered my feet from the table and listened carefully to hear what Genji-san would say next. But then we died and the chapter ended and I... Okay, good.
Battler-sama, I shall guide you to the master's study. It would probably be best to hear directly from both the master and...
From both grandfather and... Hey, what in the world do you mean by that?
This is the same music that plays when we get to, like, pan over all the characters before the 6 people die. I just realized. I'm a little concerned.
Yeah.
Come this way. I shall guide you, Battler-sama.
After Genji-san told me to follow him, he started to walk down the corridor. I threw my drunkenness off completely and went after him. Walking only in straight lines.
Yep.
We climbed a big staircase towards the 3rd floor. Genji-san stopped walking halfway. He then turned back and spoke.
Battler-sama, from here on you will probably see things you will not be able to understand.
I don't think that'll scare me. I've already seen enough incomprehensible things today to make me sick.
Please accept what you see as you see it.
God, no.
And accept what you hear as you hear it.
Can't wait for my theory to just be thrown out the window. Wait, what? What? There's no need for questions like that. You will... Oh, no, you.
Why, what? There is no need for questions like that. You will learn the truth, and that is all. I will leave it completely up to you, Battler-sama, whether to accept it, believe it, or deny it.
Genji-san checked one last time to see whether I was prepared to know the truth. The 8th twilight had already ended. On the 9th twilight, the witch would revive and nobody would be left alive. It meant that Beatrice had already been revived, and it probably also meant that none of us would be allowed to return alive. If I was going to lose my life anyway, I wanted to know the truth in the end. It didn't matter how hard it might be to accept. Yeah, even if a demon or a witch shows up, I'm prepared.
Indeed, you are just like the master in his youth. Battler-sama, please be diligent in your studies. In the future, you will surely have great aspirations. And when that time comes, see to it that you are never forced to regret a lack of study and training.
I'd be happy to, assuming I ever get a chance to work hard in my studies.
Damn.
Genji-san's silence felt like it was further confirming a certain resigned feeling I had. I'm excited. Oh
I'm
my...
on edge. I'm so on edge right now.
Let's do this.
Oh, God.
And then the door to grandfather's study, surrounded by a sweet smell, came into sight.
And it was full of seagulls.
Sea cats, I think you mean.
Sea cats! They were meowing and trying to drink milk out of
Fucking
buckets.
sea cats.
Bring it all back.
Genji-san took a gold key with an elegant design out from his pocket. The master keys had been confiscated by Aunt Rosa, but he'd kept the key to the study alone on his person. Put it in the keyhole and it made a heavy clunking sound.
Master, it is I, Genji. I have brought Battler-sama with me.
There was no reply, but it seemed that permission to go inside had been given.
Come, Battler-sama. Please go in.
Okay, I'll go in. I readied myself and threw the door open.
Oh shit.
Oh shit!
Oh shit.
Oh shit! At that moment, I got slightly disoriented by the dazzling golden glow. It was unbelievably a swarm of butterflies that shone gold. The gold butterflies that completely filled the inside of the study poured out all at once. What is this? It's almost like golden leaf confetti. The interior of Grandfather's study was filled with a golden glow. I feel like you've been listening to this song a little too much.
There's a really great guitar version of this.
And on a sofa like a reception chair in front of the study desk, I could see Grandfather's back. There's someone on the side opposite from Grandfather. It was in shadow, so I couldn't see it well.
Master, I've brought Battler-sama.
Battler, is it? I'm busy thinking now. Be silent for a while.
Kinzo declared that unhappily his back still turned. It seemed he was enjoying a chess game with a visitor. Apparently the opponent had counterattacked with a superb move. Kinzo seemed to be enjoying himself as he thought deeply while occasionally laughing and groaning.
I have thought for 30 years. I have thought for 30 years about how to counter this move. Have fun. Have fun with the move I have fermented for 30 years.
Indeed, this is a deeply matured move. What fun, what fun! I'm no match for you.
What is this?
So you came, Battler. I've been waiting for a while. Be silent for Kinzo's sake. Isn't it too early to resign, Kinzo? I could have countered that move in several ways already.
Should have been my first meeting with that witch. However, I knew this witch. Even though it was our first meeting, I knew her from the portrait.
Genji, serve some alcohol for Battler. What would be an appropriate liquor for this man? That which the masters loved since the days of his youth. Good servants. You did well coming here, Shumia Battler. First sit down. You called my name many times, did you not? In deference to that, I allowed you to meet with me. So what will you ask me? What will you inquire? The door of the Golden Land will soon be opened. Soon we will have a banquet to celebrate my revival, at which I will be welcoming in the witches. In the meantime, I'll answer your questions, as many as you like.
I've got a bunch of things I want to ask. What happened on this island? Why did incidents like these occur? I want to ask about the closed rooms, too. What about the chapel? What about Jessica's room? And the servant room? And Natsui's room? And the parlor? There's so much more I want to ask. About the witch's true nature? Is Beatrice really a witch? What's your goal? What do you want? What do you want to make us do? And why did you call me here? Answer me about everything.
Be quiet. You think you'll get answers if you ask?
Don't say that, Kinzo. A fragile and fleeting spiderweb did offer protection from King Herod once. Just like there are no useless things in this world, there are also no useless questions.
That's funny.
Very well, I'll answer all of your questions, but only on one condition. It's simple.
What is it?
If you hear everything and are able to accept my existence, then you will kneel and kiss my shoes. I called you here because I wanted to make you surrender to me. Kinzo and I made a bet. We bet on which would come first, Kinzo thinking of a new move, or me making you surrender. I don't think I'll lose.
Damn, you're talking so tough. Yeah, alright. Try and convince me. Try and convince me that you're a witch who can use weird, awesome, powerful magic. Never mind the giant fucking cloud of golden butterflies. If I surrender, I'll kiss you or do anything else.
Oh shit.
The witch cackled gloatingly, and she glared at him unpleasantly.
I might have to take this.
Yeah, take it.
The witch cackled gloatingly, then she glared at him unpleasantly with eyes that said a man can't go back on his word. Well said. So from what question shall I begin? I'll answer everything. Come, what will the first one be?
Is that it? Is that gonna just end it right here?
Credits roll. Then the witch started to tell everything. It's so good. She began answering all of Battler's questions. Everything made sense. He was convinced by all of it, and then Battler had no choice but to admit it. The witch certainly did exist. Victory, sweet victory. What follows a story that needs no retelling? When the king falls and you're defeated, it's time to start reflecting on your finished game, and then all you can do is set up the pieces one more time.
See, I knew it was gonna happen.
It was so good. She's like, I'll tell you everything. Cut to black.
I knew it was
Credits
gonna
roll.
happen, but I still.
What is this frame here? Second game, turn of the Golden Witch results. That was like some kind of strange door, maybe. I'm not sure. Difficult to tell.
It doesn't look like a door, but okay.
Shumia Kraus, first Twilight, chosen by the key. Shumia Natsu, down on the first Twilight, chosen by the key. Ava, first Twilight, chosen by the key. Hideyoshi, Rudolph, and Kyrie. The sixth chosen by the key for the first Twilight. On to the second. Let us go. Shumia Jessica died on the second Twilight, pierced through the back by the stake of Asmodeus. Seventh Canon, second Twilight, pierced through the chest by the stake of Satan. This fucking song is so good.
Yeah, it's great.
Shannon died on the fourth Twilight, forehead gouged by the stake of Mammon, Mammon of Greed. Goda by Beelzebub of, I assume, Hunger.
I don't know.
Lucifer of Pride for George. Belphegor of... I quite forget what the last one is. I'm unfortunate. Leviathan of Pride. I'm not sure who Belphegor is. I think Belphegor might be gluttony, actually. Anyway, the witch Beatrice revived in the ninth twilight. She finally opened the door to the Golden Land. Kinzo, missing on the 10th twilight, after acknowledging the existence of the witch and prostrated himself, the witch invited him to the Golden Land. Rosa, the witch, did not invite this woman who denied the witch's existence to the Golden Land. Ashura Maria, missing on the 10th, she acknowledged and was taken to the Golden Land. Genji, also taken to the Golden Land. Ashura Battler, missing on the 10th twilight. Will he acknowledge the witch's existence and be invited to the Golden Land? The witch shall praise the wise and bestow the 4 treasures. Revive the dead, the love that was lost. After all, if their desire had been a mountain of gold of any size, they would not have been able to receive it. Kinzo chose the person he had loved and lost. Maria chose the lost love of her mother. Genji chose a peaceful sleep. And there's a little grimoire thing on the side there. Sleep peacefully, Beatrice. Let nothing disturb your slumber ever again. What a nice ending. The winner is the Golden Witch, Beatrice. Because time ran out before any of the 18 could solve the riddle of the gold, all 18 died. When the seagulls cried, none were left alive.
I guess I have to go back and watch the first credits again and compare the two.
Oh my god, no.
Not doing this on video, but that's definitely what I'm gonna do.
It's alright. I'll show you a cheat way to look at it. You can look at it in the tips. Anyway.
Can you really?
Yeah, you can look at
cool.
the witch's game board in the tips. So it's fine.
That's nice.
We can do that in the post episode. However, we have a tea party to attend, so I hope you'll all join us. For this spectacular event.
I'm so excited to find out what bullshit they pull this time.
Oh my goodness.
And there it is.
The mirror shattering. I assume that's the mirror.
And look, here it goes.
Oh look, the clock's just stopping now.
Is it?
Yeah, it hasn't moved. It's stopped a few minutes to midnight. That's strange. Why would it do that?
2 minutes to midnight. The hands that what the fuck?
We're not at the end.
Where are you, Beatrice? Show yourself. I'm so drained right now.
Keep going! This is it!
Beatrice!
Rosa finally arrived at the chapel. She pointed her gun all around her, screaming the witch's name, but there was no way she would receive an answer. After grimacing slightly, she noisily approached the table where her siblings' corpses still lay exposed, and stretched out her arm towards a gold ingot. It was very heavy, but Rosa didn't mind. She wrapped that one up in a blanket and threw it over her shoulder.
At least just this one. This alone should be worth over 10 million.
Without letting go of her gun, Rosa picked up the gold as well. Her shoulders were screaming, but Rosa didn't mind. It will happen very soon. Very soon the door to the Golden Land will open.
Stop laughing with that creepy voice. Where is Beatrice? I know she's around here somewhere, right? You know where, right? Where is she?
I don't know. Even if you don't search for her, you'll be able to see her in the Golden Land. Ouch!
Stop laughing like that. That almost makes me want to laugh. That's right, there was definitely a witch. Definitely a witch. Didn't understand. I thought she was a human calling herself a witch, but I was wrong. It really was a witch. Won't be fooled by something like that. You're there, right? Come out, show yourself. Beatrice?
I told you she'll appear very soon. The door to the Golden Land will be opened.
That's right. Isn't that splendid? I care not. I abandon that rook. You woman are a king that cannot be reached without the resolve to lose everything one has. I'll corner you, Beatrice.
At least call me a queen. Oh, what a brilliant move. So your blood, no, the Yoshimiya blood is bad at giving up. How pleasant. What a truly elegant night. Master, Beatrice-sama, it will soon be time for the banquets.
Already? That was fast. Every night I pass with you goes by swiftly. The moon falls like an apple, and the sun leaps out of the river like a small fish.
It's been some time since the end of the game. And there are fish.
Sweet fish.
Don't worry about it. They're small fish. It is time to let us go. Rise, battler. The banquet to celebrate my revival will now begin. I'll introduce you as my new furniture, no, as my toy, to the dignitaries among witches. The witch was relaxing elegantly, her feet thrown out from the sofa and resting on top of a footrest. However, the footrest wasn't a part of the sofa, but a human. A human down on all fours. Battler, please. Beatrice-sama, your silk dress.
You are the guest of honor, but I am the host. I will go out first. It should have been nice if Shannon were here to help dress you, but unfortunately it seems she no longer remains. She's never around when I want to use her. An entirely useless person.
What a dick.
However, you did well to remain here. I'm happy, my friend.
I am grateful for your words. Good. Wait downstairs, you two. Genji, good work. Set the dress down over there. Certainly. Well then, master.
We will go first. Beatrice, I will see you later.
Indeed. Kinzo and Genji left the study. After that, the witch and the dress and the furniture remained.
The furniture.
The furniture. Do you know why I'm not embarrassed to show myself to you naked? It's because you're furniture. Furniture. Understand? Furniture, just furniture. Who would feel shame at exposing their body to furniture? So there's no reason for me to feel shame in front of you. The witch rose and her jacket slipped off just from her shoulders. After that, the jacket fell to the ground with a thump. When the furniture respectfully approached to pick up those clothes, the witch gave it a small kick and it fell over. The furniture was afraid of what misconduct it might have shown. Do you as furniture plan to force me to unbutton myself? Stand and undo the buttons, one by one with care. Quickly, gracefully, with no mistakes. The guests are being kept waiting, so change my clothes quickly.
Yeah.
Undo them with care. Those buttons are each worth more than one of your eyeballs. If you make a mistake and break them, I'll sew your eyeballs in them instead. It's fun being bad.
Oh my god, what is happening? What is going on?
A lovely party! The entrance hall was bustling with a crowd of shadowy people, and it sparkled gold with the gold butterflies flying about. The gentlemen in suits and tuxedos and the ladies in dresses looked they were having a great number of friendly chats. At a glance, it might have looked like a fabulous medieval ball. But they all had one thing in common, and that thing was exceedingly bizarre. Because all of them had goat heads. Was it a goat masquerade, or did they really have goat heads? It probably couldn't be the latter, but in this bizarre world, Bella really didn't know which was true. Kinzo was amongst those goat nobles greeting them. Kinzo's greetings were more respectful than would have been expected, as though these were all honored guests. At that time, Genji's voice ran out through the hall. It was a voice calling for silence. That voice stopped the idle chatter, and everyone turned to face Genji. Tonight we celebrate the appearance of our golden witch, who has achieved her revival, the Lady Beatrice. Everyone, please welcome her with your applause. When Genji began to applaud, it quickly spread through the guests and became a roaring ovation. Then the Golden Witch appeared from the top of the large staircase. As she gracefully waved her hand, followed by a piece of furniture she was fond of, she slowly descended the staircase. The goat nobles offered unanimous words of celebration in some long-forgotten language, and those who were deeply intimate embraced, filled with joy at their reunion. As the witch offered greetings of reunion, the witch's furniture followed behind her the whole time. There was a chain around its neck. The other end was gripped in the witch's hand like it was a trained dog. It wasn't there to restrain him. Those chains were a restraint device whose only purpose was to wound the furniture's dignity. He wasn't permitted to wear anything else on his body. One of the young women goats mixed in with the goat nobles, quietly removed her goat mask as the furniture passed in front of her, and she spoke with eyes that had no light in them. That face seemed to belong to a long-haired young girl. How pitiful. Oh, Lady Burncastle, welcome. Do you like my furniture? That's a nice hobby. After saying only that, the witch called Burncastle once again put on her goat mask and was swallowed up by the shadows of the other tall goats. Sore loser. She's ticked off, isn't she?
Who's that? Burncastle.
Unclear. I should say. You're not wrong. Oh, it's the goats.
Alright.
Bah. The young woman goats giggled, and the witch once again let out a high-pitched laugh. Thank you for gathering here for my sake. Why don't we enjoy to the fullest this banquet of the witch, where old friends have gathered from past and present, east and west. Come, we'll eat all night, drink all night, slurp all night, and chew to bits all night as we enjoy ourselves. Look at the clock as it marks when the ending hour and the beginning hour melt together. Come, let us begin the banquet of the witch. When the witch announced the beginning of the banquet, the large clock pointed at midnight, and the sound of a bell began to ring out. Come, now is the time. Open the golden door, please.
What?
Opening the golden door, don't worry about it.
But, what?
All at once, the butterflies leaped in gold flew all around the inside of the room. Amidst the golden storm and the brilliant gold-colored light, the barrier between this world and another was cut open. Surrounded by the ghosts of lighted voices, the mansion of the human world and the mansion of those not human overlapped, and the members of the household who praised the resurrection of the Golden Witch scattered into gold butterflies and poured out of the depths of hell. It was a golden tornado, a rondo of golden demons. Come, tonight we'll put aside rank, throw open the wine cellar, drop the snake's head into the liquor pot, throw cows and chickens into fertilizer, drink and eat and sing and dance, sneer and kill and desecrate and degrade.
Ah, Beatrice, take me to the Golden Land now. To the Golden Land, oh!
The goat nobles were suddenly crushing in around Kinzo, almost like they were kids demanding the signature of some famous movie star. There were only two differences. First, these were witches, not kids. And second, what these witches demanded was not a signature. The sea of goat nobles began to drown Kinzo. Only Kinzo's laughing voice echoed throughout the area.
What the hell is that? Those teeth?
It was a grand mixture of laughter and his death throes. And Kinzo became wine and meat and bread. An aroma if slurped, a rich taste if gnawed, and pleasant to tear to bits. The sound of his death throes lingered and sweetly. And if adorned with melted chocolate and golden argand, they would make a wonderful dessert. If you took the bones home, you could also use them in a soup. And their remains could even become toys for the children to play with. And they could also become splendid tools for fortune telling that always brought misfortune. What is happening?
What is happening?
The banquet of the Golden Witch. That entire scene was watched by the furniture. It was all fantastical. It was all demonic. Was the quaking of its supposedly paralyzed heart proof that it could still feel fear? At that time, its knees buckled and the furniture's body fell down in the middle of the carpet. After all, the witch had kicked those knees from behind. Kneel and show your respect. Rub your forehead against the carpet and show how vulgar you are. Put your hands behind your back and swear that you will offer all your flesh and blood to me. The furniture let out a painful voice. Fear is the most basic emotion humans have. Was that emotion reviving his sense of self, which should already have been slain? So you are still far from suitable for my furniture. Very well. I will carefully finish you, making you into the kind of furniture I like, the kind fitting only for me. As you are now, I doubt you can offer more than entertainment for our guests. The goat nobles were surrounding the crouching furniture. It seemed their blazing, blood-red eyes couldn't hide their ecstasy at this new young food they'd been given. And from the ugly teeth that stuck out of countless mouths, saliva, or maybe the traces of meat and wine that they had just eaten, dribbled down. As the furniture let out a wild scream, it retreated, still sitting on its backside, but the circle of goat nobles was closing in. Then, the furniture looked at the witch's face. It had surrendered to the witch, so, believing that the witch would show some compassion, it stared at her face in the end. But there was nothing but scorn on the witch's face, and she wasn't even facing the furniture anymore. The witch went off to greet an honored guest with whom she had crossed gazes. The goat nobles looked down upon the furniture. Actually, they had been waiting. Just like how one must remove the cork in order to drink champagne, they had to wait for one thing before partaking of the offering served at this banquet. Of course, the furniture didn't know about this thing, but it came out of his mouth all by itself. Just like the unavoidable pop of a cork, it inevitably came out of his mouth. It was a scream. It was a sign that marked the beginning of the modest banquet at which he was to be served.
Am I doing well?
Yes. Ah!
What is going on?
What is going on?
Oh my gosh!
By now, the garden was one of both roses and gold. A gold-colored garden where gold butterflies, gold fairies, and gold lizards rampaged and flew about wildly.
Maria, quickly, run! Quickly, quickly, quickly!
Rosa grasped her gun in the blanket, wrapped around the ingot, and ran at a speed Maria couldn't match, sometimes pausing to call out at Maria to run faster, so she saw it every time. She saw the gold pursuers, chasing them from the mansion. The mass of gold butterflies was chasing after them like a massive crawling hand, and strange-looking shadows with goat heads were chasing after them. There was no need for her to strain her eyes, because those blazing pupils told her what would happen if she was captured. Mama, wait! Mama, wait! Ow! Maria fell down. For just an instant, Rose was ashamed by thoughts of abandoning her daughter and running away, and at the instant her feet touched ground, she ran back. The goat head that had sprinted over to get the first bite grabbed hold of the back of Rosa's own child's hair and pulled. Mama, no! Rosa rammed the goat head with her shoulder, spun, bashed the back of her elbow into the goat's jaw, and buried her knee into its protruding chest. And as she thrust the barrel of the gun inside the goat head's mouth as it doubled over from the pain in its gut.
Just try laying one finger of Maria in front of me. I'll show you just how lukewarm the hell you came from it.
Yeah!
Whoa!
Fucking tight. The blast from the Winchester's .45 caliber long Colt bullet exploded inside the goat head's throat, and its medulla oblongata was instantly pulverized. The goat head hadn't understood. It had thought that women were like pre-opened wine bottles. It had thought that turning them upside down would immediately make their deep red contents come out. Mama! Mama! Maria, who had been released, hugged Rosa. But the pursuers were still coming. They could see the giant goat heads, who had given up pretending to be human, running towards them from across the rose bushes. Rosa spilled several extra bullets, which had been in the pocket of her coat, all over the place, and told Maria to pick them up. Yes, pick up, pick up.
Maria, if Mama falls down, run. Go to the shore. And swim, and swim, and swim. There's nowhere for us to survive on this island.
No. I'll stay with Mama. No. Rosa's gun roared 4 times, but even though 4 shots really did hit the massive approaching goats in the chest, they didn't even flinch. The goats ran with a violent vigor, as though they planned to crush Rosa and Maria with those massive bodies.
Put the bullet in, quickly.
Rosa grasped the blanket with the ingot in both hands. And since she herself sprinted, pulling along, without even an ounce of fear of those strange-looking giants.
If it's to protect my daughter, I'll overcome even hell. I'll show you this golden dream.
Rosa roared. The goat heads roared. That terribly heavy ingot, after picking up a fearsome centrifugal force and speed, slammed into the head of the goat head.
Oh!
Rosa pulled a fountain pen from her pocket, but she held it crooked. She placed it in her palm, in the gap between her middle finger and her ring finger, so it stuck out where she made a fist, almost like a stinger that was growing out of it. The stinger sliced into the left eye of the goat head as it fell over. Was the goat head's roar a scream? Rosa's roar was different. She pulled back her fists and slammed it into the fountain pen that was still sticking into the goat head's eye. The pointed tip was gouged into the depths of its head. Mama, the bullet went in!
Good job.
When Rosa grabbed the gun Maria had thrown, the giant finally tumbled onto the ground with a thunderous crash. However, at the same time,
I saw the goat head and pursuers on the other side of the road bushes increase in number. I've gained enough distance for now. I held onto the blanket wrapped around the ingot and the gun, and once again ran with Maria. Why am I running with a gun in my right hand and the gold in my left? Can't I let go with one hand and grasp Maria's hand? I can't let go of the gun that protects my body. I can't let go of the gold that protects my future. Even so, I've let go of the hand of my daughter, the one who is my future. Run, run, run!
she got out of the rose garden and began to run down a staircase through a grove of trees, but Rosa knew. This path through the grove turned and twisted many times and only seemed to be long. She tore straight through it. She had played here often since her childhood years. So she knew. To the beach, to the beach. To the sea, to the sea, to the sea. And after reaching the sea, nothing to do but swim. Swim, swim. And if Maria can't swim,
I'll carry her as I swim. There's nothing but death on this island. Ah!
Mama! As she raced down the stairs, she took a bad step. A violent pain ran up her left ankle, and her mind went completely blank. Rosa fell down several stairs, shocked by her ankle, which was bent at an odd angle, and the blanket with the ingot wasn't there. She had let go of it the instant she fell, and it disappeared somewhere into the darkness. Only the gun was left. Tremors in the earth were getting closer. It was only a matter of time before the goat heads flooded in. She didn't want to imagine how many there would be, or how strange they would look. The lightly dancing gold pursuers arrived. The gold butterflies surrounded Rosa and Maria, waving and clamoring as though saying, "The prize is here, the prize is here." Rosa couldn't even try to get up. The violent pain from her broken ankle was so great that she couldn't ignore it, even in her last moments.
Oh, what am I doing? I had the gold, which would be worth several million yen. I'd have been able to start over with that. And yet I fell, lost it, and now my own life is in danger, and Maria's too. What has my life been? I was born into an incomprehensible family, with irritating older siblings since the day I was born. What did I do? No matter what I did or didn't do, I was always in trouble and bullied and made fun of. What has my life been?
Mama, Mama, Mama! The roar inside Rosa's heart shriveled away and disappeared. It disappeared when she heard Maria's crying voice as she sobbed and clung to Rosa.
Maria. Mama remembered something she's got to do. Please go on ahead.
No, 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 no! I want to stay with Mama. I don't want Mama to die.
Maria, even though I'm such a bad mama, you still want to stay with me.
Yeah, I want to stay with you. I want to stay with Mama.
I made it look like I was putting you first, but I was always putting you off. I went to athletic meet, I went to parents' day, but I was always thinking about how I appeared to the world, and you were never in my eyes. You're saying that you want to stay with that kind of mother, even though I've been such a bad mother.
Hey, Mama. Did you know? You're my only Mama in this world. There's no good Mama or bad Mama. There's just one Mama. So I don't need any other Mama in this world. And I want to be your one and only Maria. The Maria you want to spoil when you're in a good mood, and the Maria who's a nuisance and you don't want to be around aren't different people. There's only one Maria. The scary Mama and the nice Mama are the same. To me, they're my one and only Mama.
I was such an idiot. I didn't need gold. Only I just pulled you by the hand. I was such a stupid mama.
The shadows of the goats covered the sky even more thoroughly than the trees of the forest. Their roars blotted out the world with fear. Rosa, still hugging Maria, raided her gun with one hand.
Maria, let's go together. I'll never leave you. Let's always stay together so Mama never gets lost again.
Yeah, we'll be able to see each other soon. We'll be together forever. We'll be able to see each other in the Golden Land. And then we'll play together. Play with the wolves and sheep puzzle. Mama hasn't solved more than one of the puzzles, but I've solved them all. So I'll be the riddle giver. She had bought it as a birthday present and then hadn't played it with Maria after that first night.
Yes, we'll play together. I promise.
Mama! Those eyes, sparkling like red-hot lava, well, just like a group of fireflies, they danced, closed in, and attacked.
Ah, come on! Let whoever wants to eat the bullet Maria chambered for me step forward. Ah! Damn!
The seagulls cried, there were no survivors.
That was intense.
That's a fucking great scene, is what that is. Oh my god.
What is even happening? What?
Oh my god, I got chills.
Ah!
We might need to take a break after that one.
It's good.
Woo!
Look, this is only the point where I'm like, let me tease you, but I don't even know what to say. Here's your new features. Tea parties.
A new gift. Stop banging the table.
I had to. I'm sorry. Oh my god. I need a break. Oh look, we're back at the main menu.
Thank goodness. If
Sir.
only there was something that could give me relief from this hell.
Oh look.
Still the aquarium. I can't wait to see what next episode has in store.
Well, we're still gonna do the tea party.
We'll do that next.